This influencer claims to have the most disciplined morning routine ever. But is it all just a performance? Or is he really living the ultimate self-improvement lifestyle? This guy gets up before the sun even considers rising. He gets straight into an ice bath, works out like a machine, writes down stuff, swims, and even puts banana peels on his face. All before most of us have even hit snooze. Many call it motivating. Some call it inspiring, with one IG comment reading, "Keep up the great work, consistency." Another comment on TikTok asking, "Why are people making fun of him? This dude is jacked, happy, and going through self-improvement." Others call it madness, with one asking, "Who the hell wakes up at 3 a.m. to do this stuff?" and another saying, "I'm more concerned that there's dudes out here that think this performance is real." But who exactly is Ashton Hall, and how did he go from normal life to be the most extreme morning routine guy on the internet? A lot of memes about Ashton Hall's video have circulated online in the last few days, which have made people want to learn more about the man behind it. The research has shown that Hall used to play running back for the football team at First Coast High School in Florida, before going to Alcorn State for a year. But before this discovery, social media sleuths found a tweet from the Baltimore Ravens official Twitter account on June 17, 2010. After the video of his morning practice went viral, people were shocked when they saw the post, which has since gone viral because they thought it was related to the internet star and the cut defensive back. In the post, an Ashton Hall was mentioned. However, others quickly cleared things up, though, saying that the fitness guru wasn't the same person as the ousted NFL player. In fact, the Ravens did sign a certain Ashton Hall in 2010, after he played collegiately at Marshall. However, he was later cut after a few off-season workouts. In 2010, though, online coach Hall, who is currently 29, was only 15 years old and hadn't even played college ball yet. Hall did, in fact, want to be a football player. He played running back at Mississippi's Alcorn State University after high school. The Braves compete in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. In 3 games with the Braves in 2015, Hall only had 6 runs for 8 yards, so his time with the team was short. He had 2 carries for 3 yards against Georgia Tech. Shortly after, he had a rough afternoon and lost 6 yards on 3 runs against Mississippi Valley State. But against Southern, he got back on track with 1 carry for 11 yards. That was his last run as a college football player, so he left on a high note. He supposedly makes a lot of money now showing people how to spend their mornings, floating above a pool and immersing their face in a bowl of ice water. Like it is usually said, most of us go pro in something other than sport. But before the 29-year-old split social media in 2 over his daily life, he was trying to make it to the NFL. Or so it seems, starting with exercises, mindset hacks, and finally the morning routine that would make him a viral phenomenon, he began posting. So what precisely is Ashton Hall's perfect morning? Buckle up, it's a crazy trip. 3:52 a.m., the rise of a warrior. While the rest of the world sleeps, Hall is already up. No alarms, no excuses, just pure discipline. Hall takes time to write. Gratitude, goals, and mindset shifts. He's programming his brain for success. Next, he plunges his face into freezing water. Why? He says it shocks the system and boosts alertness. Then the beast mode gets activated. Before breakfast, before even thinking about food, he hits a brutal workout. Cardio, weights, calisthenics, it's all part of the grind. And you have the banana peel facial. Yeah, you heard that right. Claiming it maintains his perfect skin, Hall massages banana peels on his face. The internet has thoughts. Some people are all in, saying Hall's routine is the blueprint for greatness. Meanwhile, others are calling it peak social media insanity. But here's where things get sketchy. Not everything about Hall's morning routine adds up. Viewers have started spotting inconsistencies in his videos. Take this clip for example. Hall dives into a pool at exactly 7:36 a.m. But somehow he doesn't hit the water until 7:40 a.m. Is it time travel? Or just some really creative editing, and that's not all.
I have to interrupt real quick. I actually cannot fight the urge to clown on it, and that is the power of the Ashton Hall morning routine brand. And this is what I mean by you have all been played like a fiddle by this guy. You are literally eating out of his shaved asshole by making fun of him, and thus so am I. It's like a buffet of butt, and I can't help it. It is so over the top, and so stupid that people cannot fight the urge to comment on it and make fun of it, which is exactly what his whole channel is dedicated to.
The internet has noticed some users believe Hall is fabricating parts of his routine to make it look even more extreme. Others argue that even if he's stretching the truth, it doesn't take away from his discipline. We have witnessed influencers pushing severe routines before. Remember the 5 a.m. club? Biohackers surviving on nothing but raw liver? The internet enjoys a nice superhuman narrative. But is this practice really efficient? Is it simply content meant to go viral, though? Many professionals contend that routines should be sustainable, not just flashy.
We never talk about those integral pieces, what it really takes to grow in general. And part of that is your physical well-being that's connected to your mental well-being, and that has a lot to do with sleep. Lack of sleep is really the cause of a lot of the issues that we have. I was interviewing a doctor this morning, Jackie Brassey. She said that the challenge with sleep is that people don't understand that as you sleep and you take care of the body and the mind through recovery, it means that you're allowing your body to be able to grow better when you're feeding it the right things. So for instance, guys, we're sitting here on a coaching session. The people listening in will either be more receptive to what we're saying based on where they are mentally and physically than those people that are barely on here just making it. They're tired, they're anxious, they're stressed. And what resets better than sleep?
For many, getting up before 4 a.m. and having ice baths before breakfast is not particularly realistic. But come on, who are we to criticize if it helps Ashton? To be honest, Ashton Hall's daily activities are certainly amusing, but it also begs a larger issue. Are influencers promoting severe discipline to motivate or only in order to go viral? We live in a time where productivity is king, social media glorifies no excuses lifestyles, but at what point does it stop being motivating and start being toxic?
One lesson that I'm still learning as an entrepreneur, I would say balance. I think if you look through your feed right here, all the entrepreneurship motivation is going to be around, working hard and hustling and working 22 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I did that all throughout my 20s. It became like a real routine and a real habit just to work hard. And these days, I'm really intentional about working smarter and not harder, because I've learned if you really look at the output when you're grinding like that and you're working like a rat spinning on a wheel, it leads to burnout for sure. Eventually, it's going to hit you. It leads to bad decision making because you're so overtired, you're so overworked, you start to just do things because you need to feel like you're doing something.
Not everyone believes in the grind 24/7 mentality. Many argue that rest, balance, and flexibility are just as important as discipline. So what's the verdict? Is Ashton Hall a real-life superhero of discipline? Or is this just the latest internet spectacle designed to rack up views? One thing's for sure. He's got our attention. But the real question is, would you ever try this morning routine? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, if you're watching this at 4 a.m., respect. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get more insight into the internet's wildest stories.